Raid Shadow Legends. I've been upgrading my gear lately. I've been doing a lot of farming in Ice Columns for the Tournament 1. And then also in Dragons 20. I've been doing a lot of farming there as well. Here are some rewards for Brutal, Hard, and Nightmare Clan Boss. It looks like I got a pretty good amount of Ancient Shards. So I can't complain about that at all. There we go, another one, Rare Book. I haven't seen a Sacred Shard in a really long time for the Nightmare Clan Boss. I used to see it every couple weeks, every week. It was really good. I don't know if it's changed. But anyways, what we're going to go into is upgrading gear on champions, getting them better, doing lots of damage on the Nightmare Clan Boss. And I'm just going to show you Altan because recently I did a guide on him. But in those few days since then, I've upgraded his gear. I've gotten him better for Clan Boss. He is one of my main guys that I use for an attack down on the Clan Boss to get me more turns, to last longer. I've done a guide on that recently as well. So search back through and look at that. What we're going to see here today is, let's go over to the damage that he's kind of doing now compared to what he was doing before. We will go to right here at this section. We're going to see him hit for normal hit. So that's skill 2 hit of 105,000, and then he procced his War Master for 60 something thousand. So you can see his skill 2 is hitting really high. I've gotten it up to, on the right conditions, up to 120,000. Now you saw right there he hit on a skill 1 for 71,000. Now these are under good conditions. There's a 70,000 skill 1 along with another War Master proc. Again, these are things because team comp, Bad L is making them hit 15% harder when there's a poison up. We've got defensive buffs on him, and we've got an attack. We've got a defense down on the boss. So you could also have Weaken on here to do 25% more damage. There are other things you can add in there, but this is where I have my champion Altan right now in the new gear I put on him. So we're just going to compare his old gear to his new gear, and you can do this with anybody, and we're going to discuss really. People say that Foli isn't performing how they wanted him to perform with Giant Slayer, his 4 hits on a skill 1, his skill 2. He's not putting out the damage they like. Well, you know, in this game, defensive champions have a real advantage with that. With defensive champions, let me talk about that when we can see his gear so we can look at it and we'll understand a little bit more. We're going to drop this down, go over to Altan. We are going to see his stuff that he has. He is moving really slow right now. Here are his total stats. Let's look at all of them. Here's his new gear I put in him. I put on him recently and upgraded. You can see that he is at 40,000 HP, 3,100 defense, 83% chance to crit, and 187 crit damage, which is really good for me anyways. So I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at his old stats from the previous video I just did on him a couple days ago. He was at 47,000 HP. So I've dropped his HP almost by 10, a little less than 10,000. And he was at 3,187 defense. So I've only lowered his defense by 86. So that's not much at all. And his speed has gone up by almost 9 or so. But his crit damage was at 85 before. Now it's at 187. His crit chance before was at 76. Now it's at 83. So really, I've upped his crit damage a lot. I've kept his defense about the same. I've even increased his speed. So that's fine. I could put defense boots on him and get even more damage out of him, as long as they have good speed subs and good crit subs, but I don't have that yet. So there's even more I can squeeze out of him, more crit damage I can squeeze out of him. Any champion that you have. Now, before when I was talking about Foli isn't performing how people want on the Nightmare Clan Boss. Well, for one thing, defensive champions have a great advantage in this game because you see my high defense. That defense is powering all his attacks. Whenever it says defense for their attacks, it's all going off of your defense stat. Now, if this was an attack class like Foli, and I had 3,100 attack, but I only had 1,500 defense, which is still okay, he wouldn't be as survivable. He would get knocked down much easier, and probably people who have Foli, I don't know what they're. I have them. I haven't leveled them up yet, but I don't know what they're rocking as far as HP and defense for him. But that's just the nature of the Nightmare Clan Boss. You need to end stage 20s of a lot of stuff now too. You need to have good defense. You need to have good HP. And then you can survive and really stack that crit damage and attack. But it's hard to do with somebody like an attack class versus somebody with a defensive class like this, where I can just go straight up defense, which affects all his moves, and then he's hitting hard and he has survivability. And then he's got okay health. And then another thing that plays into all this is, of course, keeping your arena rank up and your Great Hall. Great Halls, we can get, what, 25% additional crit damage there. We can get 20% additional HP, 20% additional defense, 20% additional attack, and all the accuracies to increase so we can get away from, you know, using less accuracy gear and using more, you know, attack based gear and survivability gear. But that's just really all I have. I wanted to show you what my guy is hitting for. Oh yeah, let's go over to him so we can see his final stats here. What do we have? We have him on the Nightmare Clan boss. This is full auto. In the beginning, I did like 2 moves with Steel Skull so he wouldn't buff himself right away, and then I just hit auto. It's been auto the whole time. This is my personal best in auto with this new gear. It is going to be 27,000,000.69. So Nightmare Clan boss full auto. Here are the numbers. Here you can see where Altan's pulled almost 7 mil by himself. That is great. That is a true damage dealer on the Nightmare Clan boss. There are other damage dealers who do poisons and proc effects that do more, but this guy, we're just talking about straight damage here. He does attack down, which is great. He's like support, I guess you could say, support DPSer, because he's doing a support role that I have to have in there with that attack down. But he's also putting up the numbers, which you can't beat that. It's fantastic. There are other champions out there we can do the same with. It's just a matter of working that gear, getting stronger, great haul, and keeping your PvP rank up so that you have the additional bonuses. My great haul, I can tell you right now, I've got like +3, +2 on all those things that give you defense, crit damage, stats. Only thing I have up high are at +6 and at +9 are the accuracies. So I still have work to do and bring those up as well to make my account stronger, to make this even hit harder, because I want to be doing 30 million plus, 40 million on auto. New clan bosses are going to be coming out, or updated clan bosses are going to be coming out soon. So just keep working at it. That's all it is about. I just wanted to show you my Altan, wanted to show you my new personal best on Nightmare Clan boss, and I wish you all the best, and I'll see you on the next video.